Okay, the Sopwith Camel is a very short-nosed airplane. The center of gravity sits right about here. That doesn't leave a whole lot of room up front for a fuel tank. So, what do? You find a fuel tank that fits? Maybe. Well, no. You fabricate one. And this is how we're going to do it. I've made this out of a piece of blue foam. It fits right inside. And I'm going to make a fuel tank around this mold. Now the space beside the tank, I'm going to put a smaller tank in here, a 4-ounce. I'm going to lift it up, put a little bed in here so we don't hit the wires, but this is the smoke tank. Remember, the plan for these airplanes were to have FPV systems inside with lasers in the guns and laser detectors on the planes. And if we get a kill, it's going to turn the smoke system on for about 2 or 3 seconds. It ought to be fun. I hope it works out. I know how to do it, but I don't know if the guy that's building the Fokker D7 is going to follow along with me. Anyway, we're going to build us a tank. We're going to cover this with some thin plastic to keep the epoxy resin and Kevlar from sticking to it. Then we're going to coat it with the epoxy and Kevlar cloth. And then we're going to vacuum bag it. Cut carbon, or not carbon, Kevlar fiber. You got to have some really good sharp scissors. These are Fiskars and titanium, and I still have to use a diamond lap hone on there when I use them. Kevlar is some really nasty stuff. So you're probably thinking, well, why is he using Kevlar? Why isn't he going to use regular fiberglass cloth? Honestly, regular fiberglass cloth can be used. However, if this airplane hits the ground hard, I don't want the fuel tank to rupture and burn my poor pilot. I mean, he's going to be assaulted anyway when he hits the earth. Well, let's not throw gas on him and light him up. So anyway, I've got some good sharp scissors, and I'm going to have to keep sharpening these as I go, because this Kevlar is not easy stuff, like I said, to cut. So let's see what we got that way. Yeah, I'm thinking I might want to go a strap around there and a strap around there and some corner, or should we do, maybe let's do halfsies this way. I don't know. We'll figure this out. Okay, so I got my Kevlar cut out here. I hope that's going to be enough. I'm mixing my epoxy. This is a 2-to-1 system, so I'm going to kind of fingernail mark where it was and add about, oh yeah, about there. I know, real scientific, aren't I? This is probably a lot more than I need, but I would rather mix up more than having to mix more in the middle of a layup. So just patience. By the way, people, how do you like my new headset? I bought a headset for the GoPro so that I can work with both hands. And maybe I can keep the subject in the frame a little bit longer. Okay, so I've got this piece cut for here. Now I have covered this with packing tape and plastic. I wanted some regular plastic here so that when I vacuum bag it, it pulls down into this valley where I need the clearance for the gun mount. The packing tape and the plastic should allow this stuff to release fairly easy. Yeah, if this was like a wing or something like that I was going to vacuum bag, I would probably use peel ply and the whole stinking deal, but I don't care about that. The only thing I really care about is having the inside of the tank somewhat smooth, because when that clunk is moving around in there, you don't want it to get stuck in one spot and suck in a bunch of air. So bear with me while I lay this up. And we're going to try not to do with this what I did with the Stix-It and knock it off the table and onto my lap. Yeah, that was fun trying to peel my damn jogging pants off of my thigh, I'm telling you. I'm glad I got it before it totally set up. I'm afraid to put that pair of jogging pants in the washer, though. I may just throw them out. I think that might be a better idea. Okay, so if you ever worked with epoxy resin and fiberglass cloth or something, it's the same with Kevlar. There's really no big difference. Crapple, I forgot to make some relief cuts. Now there's one. This is going to be fun. My fingers are going to get so sticky. But I don't care. I can wash my fingers off. So if you look at this, everything that's blue is going to get pulled out. This is the inside mold, not an outside. This is not going to, well, it is going to be a one-off tank, of course. Then there's another relief cut I forgot. Yeah. Boy, Grant, you're just batting 1,000 tonight, aren't you? Maybe you ought to go back to playing the violin. I think you were better at that. That is, if you haven't seen that video. The dog left the room when I was playing. I don't understand. I mean, he's such a critic. I guess he thought there were a couple cats fighting outside or something, the way it sounded. If you hadn't heard it, it was my first song on a violin. I mean, I've got a 0.36 hours all invested in violin. That's how long I've played, 0.36 hours, and it was an old Korean love song that I played. And I put it on a short and posted it on YouTube. I have been inundated with Korean women and marriage proposals. I don't get, maybe I should have learned what the words meant. I don't know. Somebody said that my videos were very informative and they liked my sense of humor. Some people tell me to just shut up. So maybe I'll just shut up. Maybe I'll just stick this part of it on fast forward. Yeah, I'm going to have to wipe my scissors down with acetone too, or lacquer thinner, to clean them up after this. This is going to get nasty. I'm hoping I'm keeping you guys in frame because I can't see what the camera's looking at right now. Not worth a damn, nope. Hopefully the vacuum bag is going to pull all of this down tight. By the way, I am going to be using a vacuum machine here that I just purchased. You don't have to do that. You can use a shop vac. I have used those in the past and they work very well. I actually have used a shop vac before in vacuum forming parts, which I'm going to be building a vacuum form machine and we'll be documenting that build for you guys to enjoy. All right, yeah, that's one mess down. Now let's see, I think I planned this one, yeah, to go around this way. It ain't going to be pretty, but I'll guarantee you it ain't going to leak either. Like I said, the plan was it's going to get vacuum bagged, and then it's going to get cut in half. It's going to get taken apart, and then it's going to get put back together again after this inside is taken out. So at that point, the shape should be set, and I shouldn't have to mess with it much longer. A lot of this stuff I can probably sand off. This is not going as planned. It's all right. It's all right. Let me just get a couple. Yeah. Yeah, I think I mixed up way more epoxy than I needed. Okay, well, live and learn, eh? All right, now for the reinforcement around the neck. This part I do want to make sure is in good shape, because this is where the rubber plug's going to sit. Good shape as in a smooth finish on the inside for the plug to sit against. By the way, Kevlar tanks are required by the AMA for any turbine-powered aircraft because they have to be burst resistant. That one's a little bit long. I think I'll cut it down. See, right there is going to be a big hole. I'm going to put a couple of backups around it. Like so. I know this looks terrible, guys, but I'll guarantee you it'll look better when I'm done. I have great faith in the vacuum bag. I'm not very good at wrapping Christmas gifts either. Just, you know, letting you know. No, the heck with that. Maybe I'll put it on later. Okay, let's stuff it in the bag. I've got that hole cut out for the top. I'm going to be putting some tape around there to seal it off. Well, first of all, let's turn it around the way I had originally planned. Clean off my scissors before it all sets. This stuff has an 18 to 20 minute gel time, it says. So I kind of got to work quick. I have some other stuff, same brand and everything, that takes a lot longer to set up. That I will be using, excuse me, on an upcoming A4 Skyhawk build. I don't know if you guys had seen my little post about what was in the box, but that's going to be it. It's going to be the A4 Skyhawk. Now, oh, I did forget something. I need to take something to kind of keep the tube from getting, oh, how am I going to do that? Like that. I have vacuum bagging tape over there, but that stuff is kind of expensive. I don't need to pull a massive vacuum on this. So I will do it this way. And if I find any leaks, I'll plug it with some more tape. All right. I can hear the pump. Every time I find a leak, it drags a little bit harder. There we go. See that? That's starting to take the shape I want. Like I said, I had great confidence in the vacuum itself. I will be making Kevlar fuel tanks for the A4 Skyhawk, and I will do it the right way next time, promise. Whoa! I think my epoxy's getting a little hot there. What do you think? Too much catalyst, maybe? Okay, so I got it pulled out of the vacuum bag. Yeah, it's a little rough. There's my paper towel. It's all right. I'm going to sand this. And I'm going to add a few more layers. I just needed the basic shape. Now, in order to get this fuel nozzle out, I should be able to twist it and get it to pop, I hope. And there it comes. There we go. There's our fuel inlet. I need to add a few more layers around there yet so I can get the rubber stopper in, and that way it has a lot to press against. But then again, I'm going to put more layers on the whole tank. I'm going to reinforce the corners, and yeah, this is really light too. Anyway, so now I get to cut it in half. Let's do that. Like so. Now we should be able to pull the inside of this out since we used packing tape. At least I'm going to do this without sticking myself in the face. Yeah, see, it's coming out pretty good. The other way to do it would be to pour some acetone or gasoline or something in there and melt it out. I've done that before, but that can be a sticky mess. That's why I put the packing tape on it, to see if I can get it to release fairly clean. Yeah, not so clean there. Just a matter of working with it. There, okay. All right, so we have a bit of a shell. It is a little flimsy right now, but that's okay, because I'm going to go around it with, we're going to put the two halves back together, and we're going to put around it this way with some Kevlar cloth, and then again this way. That way it's good and rigid. And this epoxy hasn't quite cured all of the way yet. So as it cures overnight, it's going to get even more rigid. Anyway, I hope this helps. This was a rush job, but it works. I'm as happy as this guy with the results of this fuel tank. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button, please. It's free, you know.